Recently I've been reading this book called Atomic Habits, and it speaks about how small everyday habits turn into massive change over time, whether that be success in your business, in your family life, or even just simple things like having a really good morning routine with your kids and making sure it can go as smoothly as possible. So it really spoke to me because there are things that we do every evening and every morning in a particular order that just create a more smooth routine, getting two kids out the door for school and getting ready for the day in general. So this is our morning together. I really hope you enjoy seeing it and seeing how we manage to get things done, keep the house tidy and make those small everyday changes that make a big massive impact overall. Like for example, waking up before the kids do, even if it means that I don't actually get ready. I like to try and make sure that I'm fully awake by the time that they get up in the morning. Sometimes we have days where I'm up and ready before them, or sometimes I get ready after they do. It really just depends, but this particular morning I didn't have any gym classes, so I was up roughly around the same time as them, which meant that I got ready as they did. So here's a very realistic look at how we managed to get ready in the morning. First of all, I start off by making the beds. Charlie's actually really good at getting ready on his own, and usually with the kids I'll just leave their clothes out either over the banister or hung up in their room, and it means they know exactly what they need to do and what they need to get dressed into in the morning. I also make sure that I get all the beds made before I go downstairs, just because it gives me one less thing to think about when I come back upstairs. And there's also something really amazing about walking into a room that's already got a made bed. It just makes it feel so tidy because it's the biggest thing in each of the rooms. So as long as the beds are made, the room feels tidy. It's time to head down into the kitchen, which makes me think of probably one of the best habits I've got into, which is ordering my HelloFresh box. This is something you can do really easily and implement it into your every week plan so that you know what you're having for your dinners through the week. Even if it means you've got 3 meals of your week sorted that you don't need to think of, it really does just lighten the load and gives you ideas as well, especially when you're in a bit of a meal rut. I really like getting these super quick ones because they are only 15 minutes, and it always makes me think that even when we're having a really busy night after school, we've got clubs on and they're kind of running from one place to another, 15 minutes is quicker than going and getting a takeaway. So having one of these meals in the fridge means that we know we're going to have something healthy, delicious, and be able to sit around the table together, and something that is not only delicious but nutritious as well. The meal comes with a designated number on a bag which has all of your ingredients that you need. It means you've got less waste as well, and also helps you to cut down on the amount of items that you need to buy in the shop because you have everything measured in the exact proportions that you actually need. I think that the recipe cards give you a really good way of trying to introduce your kids into cooking because it's like step-by-step instructions. They can help by reading them out, getting the ingredients ready, even just looking at and identifying the number on the recipe card with the bag. Depending on your kid's age, you can really sort of tailor how much they can get involved with it. I think it's such a great thing to do to help sort of educate them into cooking meals. You're not. If you've got a fussy eater, this is probably one of the best ways to get them to try new food because they can visually see it. By downloading the app or going on the website, you can see all the options for that week. There's street food, family favourites, there are home comforts, there are premium options as well. There's tons to choose from, so make sure you go and check it out and get everyone to pick their favourite for the week. So pleased to tell you guys that I've managed to secure a really good offer, so you can get 60% off your first box and then a further 20% off your next 2 months plus free gifts if you use the code READ60HF or just scan the QR code on screen now. Brainer, it saves you time, it saves you money because you don't buy extra food that you don't need, there's no wastage, and it's delivered straight to your door, so there's one less trip you need to do during the week to the food shopping. It's become a bit of a ritual of ours is having porridge in the morning. The kids absolutely love it, and I like the fact that I just need to buy one bag of porridge oats that lasts for so long. It's a really cost efficient way to have breakfast, and also it eliminates the whole idea of having to have super sugary breakfast. Ella really likes a smoothie in the morning, so Fraser gets on with doing that, and I'm going to make both of us a coffee while that porridge is getting made. I know it seems really fussy to make a hot food sort of item in the morning, but actually it doesn't take any time at all because it sort of just does its own thing in the background. So when that's ready, I plate it up for Charlie with a banana and get our coffees on the go as well. The main task of the morning, I think, really downstairs in the kitchen, apart from getting the kids breakfast, is emptying the dishwasher. This is one of these things that once it's done, it honestly solves a world of pain. It makes sure the kitchen is clean and tidy because there's no dishes lying around the sink area. If it's lying there, it's either to be put in the dishwasher or put away, so it's actually really good to know that everything is clean and tidy. So once that's done and the coffees are made, I'm just going to go ahead and pop in some milk. We've actually become a bit more of a milk alternative family because Charlie's actually got a cow's milk protein allergy, so we don't really tend to buy cow's milk anymore at all. Actually, we favour more like almond or oat milk. And now it's time to get the kids' snacks ready. I try and get them to do this themselves by putting them in their bag, and now they'll go up and brush their teeth. Now it's time to get Ella's hair ready, and she does a little bit of skincare in the morning. Such a craze among her age group just now is really being into skincare, which I suppose is not a bad habit to have, really, keeping their skin sort of clean and tidy. So I'm going to go ahead and put her hair into French braids. Just keeps it out of her face all day, and also because it's heading towards the end of the week, she might actually like the fact that this will crimp her hair for the weekend. Now that she's ready, I'm going to go and get myself ready and jump into a nice warm shower. I actually need to wash my hair this morning because I put a scalp mask through it, so I definitely need to get that done. And luckily Fraser's around this morning, so he's actually going to take the kids to school, so I'll have a little bit extra time once they leave to actually dry my hair and properly style it. But I'm going to go ahead and pop on some moisturiser. I try and make sure this is part of my everyday ritual. I do have really dry skin, and I notice just that little 30 seconds of putting moisturiser on makes such a big difference to my overall skin health. I put on a little bit of lip balm, some face cream, and then it's time to get some perfume. I've got this really gorgeous Jo Malone, and it's mimosa and cardamom. I absolutely love that. And I'm also going to brush my teeth as well before I get my outfit ready, which I'd laid out the night before as well, and just stick that on. Something easy for every day, just sort of like loose trousers and a little shirt, just something comfortable, because I don't really have much planned today apart from staying in the house, but I still want to feel dressed and put together, so it's an upgrade from pyjamas. I'm also going to get Charlie's hair done as well. I use this really good powder in his hair, which is nice for texturising it and also keeping it in place. You know what the kids are like when they come out of school, you send them in clean as a whistle and then they come out and they look a bit dishevelled, but this stuff really does last in his hair all day and keeps it looking nice and smart. So I think he quite liked it because he did give it a little dab this morning at some point where it is, and before we know it, it's time for them to head off to school. So I'm just going to wave them off, make sure that their bags are all sorted, and see them off to the front door before they head into the car and get to school. And now that they're away, it's time for me to get on with doing my hair. I'm also going to grab that last bit of coffee, which is absolutely freezing cold by now, but I don't like to waste it, so I'm going to drink the rest of it. And I'm going to go ahead and dry my hair. And now I've been on a bit of a hair journey. I've been lightening my hair recently, so I really need to put in quite a lot of products to reduce the frizz in it. So this Colour Wow spray is really, really good. I've also got the Olaplex Protector in number 3. This is good for keeping the bond maintenance of your hair. So I'm firing that through, and then I'm going to give it a nice brush with the wet brush just so that I don't end up pulling any of the ends of it. And I'm going to actually dry this on a low heat, so it does take a bit longer, but I just feel like this is actually better for my hair health, especially since I'm planning on using a hot curling iron on it after I'm finished drying it. So I'm just going to go ahead and dry it all off, give it a good curl, and this should last me for a good few days. Use the Genesis Perfecting Oil by Kerastase to put through the ends of my hair. This just really helps to keep it hydrated, and then these headbands are amazing for keeping your hair back while you're doing your makeup. What I'm going to use are the Be Perfect Ekinsu base. This is a really lovely radiant base. I've also got the Unicorn Brows Bare Brows Gel. This is amazing for sticking your brows down and getting that sort of laminated brow look, which I really love, and a lot of you ask me what I do. And then I'm going to take the Be Perfect Chroma Cover Concealer for under my eye bags, and I'm also using the Chroma Cover foundation as well to just really even out my skin tone. This is actually gorgeous because it lasts all day and wears really nicely, and it does not dry my skin out in the slightest, which I think is so good, especially for someone who does suffer with a lot of dry skin. So I'm just going to use a little beauty blender and blend all of that out. I've also got the P. Louise Cheek of It blush. This is a really nice coral colour, which I think is nice and brightening for my complexion. And then I'm going to use the Charlotte Tilbury cream bronzer, which is lovely for just adding a bit of depth and definition in my face, especially under the jawline. I really like using it here and also on the cheekbones. And then once I'm finished buffing that all out with a brush, I'll go ahead and use a little bit of lip liner and a bit of gloss. I've been really loving glosses and lip oils at the moment. I think they're so pretty and very hydrating. And then that eyebrow pencil is from Poundland, by the way. It's very good. I do like it a lot. And now that that's me ready for the day, it's time for me to go and sit down at my computer, see what tasks I have on, anything I need to do. And yeah, that is the end of my morning routine. Guys, I really hope that you enjoyed watching this, and remember to go and grab that code for HelloFresh if you fancy feeling organised too. Thanks guys, bye bye.